Should you hire an accountant or CPA or file taxes yourself? So, when you file taxes, taxes are mandatory contributions levied on individuals or corporations by a government entity. So with that, there are many ways you can do your taxes. And I'll be covering the differences between using programs where basically everyone can use, like such as TurboTax, or hiring an accountant or a CPA, which there are benefits to both options. So first, let's look at option one, which is the DIY do-it-yourself. So you can use software such as like TurboTax, or you can go on like the IRS's website for a free filing. The IRS manages and encourages online filing, which is the short term for e-filing, especially for those with incomes up to $73,000. So this provides a free filing portal listing for qualified tax preparers, which some may charge for state filing. If your income exceeds $73,000 for your tax situation, it can be way more complex. Even if you make less than $73,000, it can still be complex. It really depends on your situation. You may need to pay for online tax preparation services, which can cost anywhere from $40 to over $180 for federal and state filing. And this also doesn't even include extra forms that you might need depending on your situation. Now, let's break down to option number two, which is preferably the method I would personally choose, like completely biased here, which is hire a tax preparer in this case. Qualified tax preparers include tax lawyers, CPAs, and enroll IRS agents, as known as EAs for short term. You can find credentiated preparers on taxprepareregistry.com or whatever you are choosing. You can also use basically advertisements that you see on boards, on like Facebook or on YouTube, which is watching this video right now, to find any tax preparers if you're looking to find one. As for which ones are good or bad, that will really depend on who you know, and basically, as usual, when purchasing items or products and services, you'll be taking a risk. Now, first you gotta look at the costs, because there's technically 5 things I think that most people should look for when looking for a tax preparer versus compared to DIY. So the first one is cost. So cost is really important, as expected. A lot of people really worry about money because it's all about money. So tax preparers typically start around $100, but costs vary based on location and complexity. So CPAs may charge more, often doubling the starting rate depending on the location and the complexity of your taxes. For example, I will charge around $18, and for my company, for basic tax forms such as like your W-2 or your 1099, while our TurboTax just starts at $40 just to use the program. And it can go for more than $180 if you need more specific forms. And if you need more forms on top of that, then they'll charge you even more. Sometimes I heard goes around $20 per form. So it really depends on you. And they don't give you all the options how to add all your files in there, which will take you to number 2, which is time. Because if you're gonna file it yourself, it's gonna take a lot of time. Now, having a CPA or accountant help take care of all the headaches that arise while filing taxes. For example, such as what part to fill out on your forms, which a lot of people ask me, especially on the 1099 video I posted. And this will really require you to turn in to the IRS, and many more questions that will arise. So when you do your own taxes in this case, it can be as simple as going from A to B only in certain situations. But if you have a CPA or an accountant, they are needed for a reason. That's why there are degrees that people have, and have basic colleges that provide these type of classes, because taxes will become very confusing and very difficult when your business operations become way more complex, and in this case, if you earn more income. When you earn more income, you definitely want to leverage more tax advantages, because you don't want to be paying majority of your taxes back to the government, because let's face it, the government doesn't use their money correctly. And who wants to give you out all your hard-working earned money? So you want to bring most of it back. Which brings us down to number 3. This one I could suggest, personally, saying for my personal point of view, this is basically the biggest advantage, is between either number 1 or number 2. It is tax benefits and financial advice. In this case, one huge advantage of hiring a CPA or accountant is that they know that the majority of the tax deduction benefits and write-offs compared to 99% of the population. And you can debate this, but if 99%, let's say like a good 5% of people knew about this, then why the majority of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck? If they knew about their situation, they wouldn't be in this situation. Companies wouldn't have so much money. For example, like designer products wouldn't be so wealthy. Maybe Amazon wouldn't be so wealthy. Maybe like stores, like basically more major corporations such as Target, Costco, Walmart, they won't be so wealthy if everyone knew about tax deductions. This really includes like deductions ranging from eating out to any type of goods and services that you purchase for your business. This can basically is whether or not you either make a lot of money or you make a lot of money and you pay it back all to the government. So if you do this yourself, it's going to be a nightmare because filling out tax forms is just part of the equation, which doesn't include bookkeeping, as I mentioned in previous videos. This is a really complex process, and I'm only getting to the gist of it. So CPAs can give out tax advice that majority of the population didn't even know exists, such as vehicle depreciations you can add onto it, to how tax is deducted from stocks, and really depending on how long you have held it for before being sold. That's just like a few of them. And I made a video on section 162, which you can check out on my channel, that breaks down even more products that you can basically use a deduction. It really depends on your business. Now, this continues on to number 4, which they can help a lot too, which is business setups. So if you want to start a new business, but you don't know how to add like things like trademarks, you don't know how to set up your company and corporation, because if you don't set a company and corporation and you start selling your products and service, then you will not get any of these tax benefits. Instead, they'll be charging you as an individual. And in this case, it's more headache. You have to pay more taxes. In this case, a CPA can help you with this process and file for trademarks for you, which decreases the amount of time spent searching on how to set one up. This process can also be done by yourself in the beginning, but later down the line, you'll still need a CPA to file taxes and do your bookkeeping, which breaks us down to the last one, number 5. Number 5 is arguably between number 1 and 2 because this is just as useful when you're building a business. Even you are working as like finding as an individual tax preparer, you can build a lot because in this game, in the rat race in America, it's all about building client relationships. Because when the more people you know, the more business opportunities will come in. So this is possibly one of the biggest benefits on top of tax write-offs is building client relationships. For example, you are looking for a contractor to set up your shop or supplier that provides goods and services for your business. Majority of CPA firms, in this case, from large to small, have vast connections to different groups of businesses that could help you find people that can help you with your business. Referrals are one of the key components in building a business. So between building a client relationship and having tax write-offs, these two go hand on hand. Because even, let's say you are a lawyer, you are making $500,000 a year, and also you need, let's say, some type of goods or service, or something's like totally off the ball. Like, for example, how to set up a PC, how to build a PC. They might know people. This is why you want to build client relationships. And when you build your PC, and let's say you own that law firm, maybe you don't want to pay that $5,000 for that gaming PC, and you want to use that gaming PC to game and on top of use it for work. And this is where tax accountants and CPAs come in to help you, because you can find a way where you can use that as your business. And when you use it as a business, sometimes it can be used as personal too, which leverage a lot of tax benefits. Why you think like people like Jeff Bezos, for example, in 2018 never paid any taxes. The reason why he paid any taxes because he has the best CPAs working with him and the best lawyers. For example, click the subscribe button down below and a like button. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. Make sure to comment down below and have a nice day. See you guys next time.